Against the backdrop of the spectacular Rocky Mountains on the outskirts of Colorado Springs, home to some of our nation's best and brightest at the United States Air Force Academy. And when they're not learning to fly, they're getting ready for battles on the gridiron. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Baylor Bears, taking on a team from the MAC, the Air Force Falcons. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Bears will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it out. It's Harrison. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So Air Force's offense will get the first swing of the game. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He'll take it himself. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Gets the back moving. Scanning the field. It's Tollefson. He'll throw it. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. They told us they were going to be aggressive no matter where they were on the field. Didn't take long to prove it. Going for it on 4th down in their first drive. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. They'll run the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. The Falcons with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They go to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The 7th play of this opening drive will be a 3rd and long. Motion from the wide receiver. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. It would have been a 54-yarder if they'd tried the field goal. Instead, they'll try to convert on 4th and short.
Man, when I was at Florida, Steve Spurrier would wait for this opportunity in a game 4th and inches, and he'd signal in Red Snoopy. Quarterback sneak. It works every time.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Looking to throw, it's Tollefson. Hauls it in. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Looking to throw for it. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Converts on 4th down, still going. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Not able to hook up the air, incomplete. Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Good quickness to grab it off the balance. Offense calls a timeout here, critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Spits it out to the back. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. They'll turn to the read option, trying to find the sticks. He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the first down. On the option. Brought down, but not before he bowled his way inside the 10 to the 8. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Here comes the option. Ball is loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And I absolutely love the option, but this is part of it, right? The quarterback has to make a lot of reads really quickly and then carry the football and take care of that thing. So I think, the fumble was caused there. We don't know why, but this is part of the option risk you run by running it.
And the Bears buried deep in their own territory, just trying to find breathing room on first down. From the gun, running back on the move. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. One more snap coming before juice boxes and orange slices. They'll go right back to him. And after that short gain, they'll head to the locker room for halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable first half in Colorado Springs. And that defense has to feel like it just played about as close to a perfect first half as it can play. And who am I to argue? I mean, check out that scoreboard. Bone-crushing hits and an airtight secondary. Feels like they have 12, 13 dudes out there against that offense, which needs a real pick-me-up and fast. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Falcon Stadium.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Carter. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Here comes the Baylor offense back onto the field. They'll open the second half on the ground. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Throws to the tight end. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Here's the pressure. And here's a fumble. What in the world was he doing? Where was he going? And they get him for a safety.
This defense decided just to take it upon themselves, right? They're not getting any help from the offense. They're not getting any help from special teams in terms of scoring points. So they just said, you know what, in the second half, we got to do it ourselves. When we get opportunities, when we get a chance to capitalize, we got to take advantage. They have been so dominant, and they look so good on that safety.
Let's see what he can do with it. Here comes the Air Force offense back onto the field. To the air, it's Tollefson. He's got his man.
I love the defense. How about the physicality on that one? That's a tough route to defend, and he catches the football, but what does he do? He gets him on the ground right now. Good physical tackle. No yak on that kid.
And here comes the Heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And the defense doing its job again, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground, forcing a 3rd down situation, likely to be a pass. Both defenses have played a really good football game so far.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Wide receiver going in motion. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Good timing on the quick out. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they've kick-started this drive with that one. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Hamilton. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Trying play action. Finds his man, it's Gee. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. Well, guys, Air Force has the lead here. 3 quarters are in the books. Time becomes a factor both in trying to hold the lead or cut into it as we take a look at the stats. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. After swapping ends of the field, they gave him a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Under fire. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And protecting their quarterback is job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you want to put it up. They got to make sure they take care of him so he can make those plays. Defense wins this rep. They win up front, get to the quarterback, and get the sack.
And the Falcons will line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. What a great job on that kick, bouncing it out of bounds inside the 10. Baylor has it back, and here comes the Bear offense. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, Dave.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together, get some good mojo going.
Motion from the back. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Robinson will throw. Snagged out of the air. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. Wants to throw on first down. Oh, they're after him. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They're dealing with a second and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Fires to the wideout. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row. And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. Defense better dig in for the run. Heavy formation is there. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Calling a timeout here, you have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. Goes to the option. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at third and long. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. back in motion, try to clear the picture. He'll toss it. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Just drives it between the uprights. Now it'll take a touchdown to beat him, a 5-point lead here in the 4th. The last thing you want to do here is give up a big return, pin them back, and then the defense can just stop them from scoring a touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Robinson looking to pass. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it.
But talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
Got to get everybody to the line and spike it to stop the clock. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Looking up top, and time is of the essence. Here comes the heat. He goes out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't pick up anything, but he did save a few seconds. They'll send the back in motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Right down the middle. Makes the grab, ready for the 1st down. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown Bears! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Man, what a great job by this offense executing down the field, using all of the clock, being smart, getting the big score late, and I think that one should do it.
Up by 1, they're going to try to get the deuce here and make it a field goal lead. They'll go with a direct snap. He'll be stopped short. Still a 1-point game here in the 4th. They'd hoped to push this edge out to a field goal, but they were denied.
Air Force 5.
He'll bring it out. It's Harrison. They make the stop. The coverage team up to the challenge as they put a stop to the return and an end to the game. Guys, that one was a ton of fun to call, and the players, a lot of games sort of wash away in the memory bank. Not that one. That will be an indelible mark in their memories.
I agree, Reese. You know, I think back to my career at Florida, and just the games that stand out the most were always the ones that went down to the wire, whether we lost or whether we won. For this team, this is going to be a good memory moving forward, David, because of how well they played late.
Did you lose more of those or win more of those? I'm just asking for a friend. Tennessee, what happened?